All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 21st agenda meeting of South Plainfield Mayor and Council. This meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and also published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga? Councilwoman Mott? Councilman Smith?
Here.
Councilman White? Councilman Bullock?
Here.
Council President Faustini? Here?
There you go. See, it's not me this time. Thank you. Amy, can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This evening we have a release of a performance bond posted by Alan Flavors. There are actually going to be three matters on for executive session this evening, as the contractual matter regarding recreation leases will be removed from this evening's agenda. We have the approval of council minutes for December 7th. There are 5 ordinances on for a second reading by title, 17 resolutions, and we do have the addition of one more resolution, which excuse me, which is number 20-345, titled Authorizing the Purchase of Office Furniture for the Police Detective Bureau from Cooper's Office Furniture in an amount not to exceed $5,169.20. And then we have 6 matters of correspondence and payment of bills totaling $594,650.14. And we have council reports, and we conclude with public comment. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to add Resolution 20-345 to tonight's agenda? Motion by Councilman White. Did we have a second?
That was me, Mayor Melanie.
Oh, Councilwoman Mott, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, 345 is on. Can I also get a motion to add, or for executive session, Resolution 20-327?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Wolak, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Again, all in favor? Anyone opposed? We will have executive session on for tonight. Any council comments on agenda items?
Mayor, Glenn, I just want to mention that the modification that you made to 2327, recreation leases, that'll be on for the next meeting.
Okay. And I see Mr. Miller has figured out the link issues. Perfect. Amy, everything is in order for the performance bond posted by Alan Flavors, public improvements to block 445 lot 10.03. Do we have any council comments regarding the release of that performance bond?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, and the council. This is Carl Rizzo of Cold Shots on behalf of the applicant, Alan Flavors, Inc. We did provide appropriate notice. We do have the letters from the borough engineer confirming that all work was satisfactorily completed. We've provided the requisite 2-year maintenance bonds, and we believe that everything is in order, and we therefore respectfully request that the monies be released pursuant to the application.
Thank you, sir. Were there any council comments regarding the release of that performance bond? Okay. As this is for public hearing, we will open it up for the public for any comments on the release of the performance bond posted by Alan Flavors for public improvements to block 445 lot 10.03. Again, if you're on the telephone only line, *6 will unmute yourself. At that point, go ahead, state your name, wait till you're recognized by the borough clerk, and then proceed with your address and question. If you're on the WebEx, you can just unmute yourself with the icon on the bottom. Again, proceed with your name once you're acknowledged, your address, and then proceed with your question. Any public comments on the release of the performance bond for Allen Flavors. Hearing and seeing none, close the public portion. Mr. Rizzo, Carl Rizzo, you are more than welcome to attend the rest of the meeting, but this will be on for tonight, and we see no reason why there would be any issues with that.
Greatly appreciate that. Thank you all. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you, you as well.
Likewise. Thank you.
Okay, at this point, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items only. Again, same instructions, *6 if you're on the voice-only line. You can unmute yourself if you're on the WebEx. And we'll open up for public comments on agenda items only. Seeing none. Close the public portion. At this point, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's agenda meeting. Motion by Councilman White, seconded by Amy. Did you catch that?
Yes, I got a second by Councilman Smith.
Perfect. All in favor? Anyone opposed? All right, seeing no reason to delay, we'll go right to the public meeting. Again, this meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting also being provided to the borough's 2 official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll once more?
Banga?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott? Here. Councilman Smith? Councilman White?
Here.
Councilman Bullock? Council President Faustini? Here.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Councilwoman Faustini. Council President Faustini. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all. As we enter into this very last meeting of the year, I would like all of us just to take a minute to remember, all the lives and everything that we've been through this year, and to send out comforting wishes and prayers to those who may be struggling for a multitude of reasons this holiday season. Also, let us be grateful, though, for our health, our families, and for our community as well. In 2020, we did get to see heroes within each other where we hadn't before, and we learned to reach out and take special care of those who may be more vulnerable than ourselves. And dear Lord, I also pray that you let us enter into 2021 with open hearts, open minds, and a good positive outlook on how precious and amazing life can be. May God bless and strengthen each of us. Amen.
Okay, once again, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items only. Again, if you're on the dial-in line only, *6 will unmute yourself, proceed with your name. Once you're acknowledged, your address, and state your question. If you're on the WebEx only, you can unmute yourself and do the same. Seeing and hearing none, we'll close the public portion, public comments rather. Can I get a motion to approve the council minutes for December 7th, 2020 agenda and public?
Motion?
Motion by Council President Faustini, seconded by Councilman White. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott? Councilman Smith? Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President Faustini? Passes 6-0.
Thank you. For final adoption, ordinance 2185.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 90 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield, titled Public Works Department.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2185?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Council President Faustini.
That was Melanie.
Oh, sorry, Councilwoman Mott. I don't know, this phone isn't working any better. Just kidding. Again, is this open for final adoption? Open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2185. Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Council comments?
Not here, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott? Yes. Councilman Smith? Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock? Council President Faustini? Yes. Passes 6-0.
Okay, also for final adoption, ordinance 2186.
An ordinance vacating borough's authority and control over Texas Avenue in the borough of South Plainfield, Middlesex County, New Jersey.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2186?
Second.
Amy, I didn't hear that. Did you hear them?
Yes, it sounds like Councilman White, seconded by Councilman Smith.
Okay.
Benjavanga.
Smith and Benjavanga. Perfect. Okay, at this point, we'll open it up for public comments on the adoption of ordinance 2186. Again, star 6 to unmute yourself on the voice only line. If you're on the WebEx, you can unmute yourself with the microphone icon. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments on ordinance 2186? Thank you. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga? Councilwoman Mott? Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman White? Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President Faustini? Yes. Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Also for final adoption, ordinance 2187.
Bond ordinance providing for improvements to Durham Avenue and related improvements at Hallam Street in and by the borough of South Plainfield in the county of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $1,125,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $675,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Thank you. I'll take a motion by voice and raising of the hand for ordinance 2187.
Motion, Benjavanga.
Second.
I like that. Motion, Councilman Benjavanga, second, Council President Faustini. Again, as this is for final adoption, open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2187. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments? Seeing none, Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga? Councilwoman Mott? Yes. Councilman Smith? Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock? Council President Faustini? Yes. Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Also for final adoption, ordinance 2188.
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the borough of South Plainfield in the county of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $1,050,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $995,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2188?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilman White, seconded by Councilman Woloch. Again, as this is for final adoption, open it up for public comments regarding the adoption of ordinance 2188. Okay, seeing none, council comments?
So moved.
Seeing none, Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott? Yes. Councilman Smith? Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock? Council President Faustini? Yes. Passes 6-0.
Thank you. And finally, for the adoption of ordinance 2189.
An ordinance amending ordinance 2176 titled Boards, Committees, and Commissions under Chapter 17, Article 8, Section 17-45 and 17-46 within the Borough Code.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2189? second. Councilwoman Mott. Amy, did you catch it first? Council President Faustini?
Yes, Council President Faustini, and I believe it was seconded by Councilwoman Mott.
Yep.
It was reversed, but.
Reverse. All right. Motion by Councilwoman Mott, seconded by Council President Faustini. Again, as this is for final adoption, open up for public comments on the adoption of ordinance 2189. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments? Seeing none. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott? Was that a yes, Councilwoman? I'm sorry, my phone rang and sent all my sound went out. Okay, I didn't hear, what was, where are we at? We're at 2189, ordinance 2189. Yes. Councilman Smith? Councilman White? Councilman White? I don't know, did anybody hear him?
No, I didn't.
I did not.
Councilman White, you there?
Yes or no? Oh, yes.
Okay, gotcha. And Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President Faustini? Yes. And that passes 6-0.
All right, so it's not just me. All right, for resolutions 20-328 to the resolution that was added tonight, 20-345, any reason to separate any of those?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. On Resolution 2332, it says authorizing the rental service of Steel Master for the asphalt of a hot box for an amount not to exceed $3,690 for 1 month.
Yes.
And at the end, in the be it resolved, it says for 3 months. Can that be clarified?
Yeah, Mr. Miller, is that for 1 month or 3 months? (20-332).
That's, 3 months.
3 months? Okay, perfect. Makes more sense, 3.
Permit? Right, is that the question?
Well, on the back page, when it has the rental, it shows 1 monthly at $3,600. So I just want to make sure if it's for 3 months, what's the total then? Is it $9,000? Or actually 3 months would be $10,800 and some dollars or $900 compared to the $3,092.
Mr. Mayor, let me clarify that. I didn't have the attachment with me. So that is the fee for 1 month. And we plan to rent it at this point for 1 month, not for 3 months.
Okay,
Okay. So the ordinance needs to be amended at the end there, not to exceed $3,692 for 1 month, not 3 months.
yeah, okay. On the actual typed out resolution, it just says for 3 months.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make sure that the master copy will reflect 1 month.
Okay, thanks, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
All right, so nothing that needed to be separated, though?
Not by me.
All right. That being said, can I get a motion for resolutions 20-328 through 20-345?
So moved, Benjamin.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga. Did we hear a second? Councilman Smith. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes. Yes.
Councilman Smith? Councilman White? Councilman White?
He's spinning out.
Okay, let me get back to him then. Councilman? Council President Faustini? Yes. And we're back to Councilman White.
Yes.
This is 6-0.
Perfect. We have 6 items of correspondence today. Environmental Commission minutes from October 14th, Recycling Monthly Report for November, Planning Board minutes for February and July, Zoning Board minutes for July 7th and 21st, Environmental Monthly Report for November, and the Recreation Commission minutes for November 10th. Can I get a motion to approve the correspondence or accept the correspondence? Motion by Councilman Wolak, seconded by Councilman White. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott? Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman White?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President Faustini? Yes. Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for payment of the bills of $594,650.14?
So moved.
Second. Benjavanga second.
Benjavanga second. Who was it for? Was that Smith first?
White.
White. Councilman White, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, please call the roll.
Benga? Councilwoman Mott? Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman White? Councilman Bullock? Council President Faustini? Passes 6-0.
So listen, I would encourage you guys not to use the internet audio. This way, if you do end up going on this viral death spin and you're dialed into a cell phone or something like that, we're probably not going to lose your audio. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll try that next meeting. Mr. Rizzo, anything for us tonight?
No, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Cullen?
Yes, Mayor, just a couple items. One, I had mentioned at our last meeting that, despite the pandemic, we still believe that we're going to end the year with an increase in our rateable base of somewhere close to, we believe it's actually going to be north of $7 million. So, even though we've had a few tax appeals and things of that nature due to the pandemic, we're still going to end the year with an increase in the borough's rateable base in 2020 going into 2021. And I know Mr. Miller is going to decline after me. I just want to thank, Public Works for last week's storm. I know they came in at 7 in the morning. They never left until at some point the following day. I think they did a bang-up job. I really do. I think they did a great job. And just want to wish everyone a happy holidays. With that, progress.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. As Glenn said, we made it storm of the year. The guys were in for 30-plus hours straight, so it was kind of a long storm, but we made it through it. I guess that was good practice for the first one. That's progress.
Thank you. I'm sure, hopefully it helped with reduced traffic on the road as well. So, Mrs. Antonides.
Progress, Mr. Mayor, other than wishing everybody happy holiday also.
Thank you. Councilman Wolak?
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year, and with that, progress.
Thank you. Coming in bright and clear. Councilwoman Mott?
Thank Len Miller and the entire DPW. The job was amazing. You guys did a really good job, so thank you for that. And with that, progress.
Thank you. Councilman Smith?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. Please be safe, and thank you all for everything that we keep doing for this great town. With that, progress.
Thank you. Councilman White?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to wish everyone a healthy, happy, safe, and prosperous holiday season. With that, progress, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Benjavanga?
Obviously 2020's been a challenge for a lot of families with some loved ones that have gone this year. Two people I want to specifically mention tonight. One is Myra Stillman, who was a former Board of Education member. She was, her husband's very active with the Historical Society, and she does a lot of photography around town. She had passed away last week. And someone that we all know, Jim Cataldo, former police officer and former mayoral candidate, passed away as well recently in the past week. So I want to keep both of those as well as all others in our prayers. A lot of us, specifically Matt and I, owe a lot of gratitude towards Jake. We probably would not be in these seats if it wasn't for him starting the fight back in the late 90s. So he was a mentor to the both of us and a lot of us who are here today, and you know, wish him our you know, my condolences to his family, and wishing them the best Christmas, hopefully, that they could possibly have with all that's going on. So, and Merry Christmas to all. It's just a sad time of the year right now, even though Christmas is coming. Pardon.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President Faustini.
A couple things. I did want to mention, I saw yesterday that Allison Price has joined the ranks of firefighter in South Plainfield, completed all her probation and classes, so I wanted to wish the new person congratulations, and may she be safe and watched over as she helps the community, and thank you for your service. At this time, unless the governor says otherwise, right now recreation is still taking registration for basketball and wrestling, planning to start in January as allowed. We're also looking at doing pop-up sport days. More information on that will follow, but basically to be able to kind of get together and play outside, we're going to look at the weather forecast and when it's good. You know, open registration and say Friday, it looks good Sunday, we're going to offer, you know, kind of like some sports games and stuff on a Sunday, so keep a lookout for that. That's new. For those not quite ready to do anything in person, we also have art classes and STEM running, so you can check out, you know, the recreation page to participate for that. I want to thank everyone who's entered submissions for our snowman building contest. They're all wonderful. I don't know how they're going to judge, but a winner will be selected and you will be notified. But I want to thank everybody in the community for participating and sharing all their wonderful snowmen with us. There is a slideshow on that on the recreation page as well, and probably Facebook page, I believe. And with that, I just want to wish everybody, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year, and looking forward to getting into 2021.
Thank you, Council President. I think it does, it's hard to imagine, you know, Christmas under these circumstances, but I guess in a couple of days we'll find out. It's been an interesting year, as everybody has mentioned, and I think we've done a great job getting through there, and hopefully we will see the new year with you know, new sights and new hopes for a new normal, or as we can get back to what we were experiencing. That would be awesome. Along those lines, it's of no surprise that if you've been following the borough Facebook page, you've seen the recent spike in cases that have come out throughout the borough. Again, I think this is and no fault of our own here. This is what we've been seeing also throughout the country and also throughout Middlesex County and our neighboring communities. Over the last 3 days, we have probably about 60 cases, so roughly a 20-day, 3-day moving average. And while it's not completely a shock, we did expect a second wave to occur in the winter. I think it's still a little bit alarming for all of us because we see that with the vaccine coming out, that better days are hopefully right around the corner. And what we certainly don't want to see is these numbers continuing to spike. With that being said, and the holidays coming up, we're each going to individually have to do what we can to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Beyond that, you make sure that you continue to observe what the CDC does recommend, and that is adhering to the 6-foot social distancing, making sure you are wearing a mask, especially when that cannot be done, and continuing your vigorous effort in making sure you wash your hands frequently, don't touch your eyes, nose, face, and mouth. I think these things will pay huge dividends as we move out of this pandemic and come into regular flu seasons, which will hopefully look nothing like those of the past. There's been a lot of work throughout the borough to accommodate and make our facilities as compliant as they can, and make that easier for our employees and the visitors to Borough Hall. So I just want to thank Administrator Cullen and Superintendent Miller for all that they've done in ensuring that our buildings are as safe as they possibly can for our employees and our residents. So I would just say keep up the good work there and be as vigilant as you possibly can. I know it's not easy. I know this has been probably a lot longer than I imagined. If you look back in March and if anybody would have said we'd be celebrating Christmas in the same or worse fashion than we were as we entered those first several weeks in March, I don't think there's too many people that would have believed you. And now it's kind of hard to find when the end of that particular stream is going to be, but we do hope it's near. I also want to thank my assistant, Ann Daly, and Glenn Cullen, our administrator, and all of the folks in the borough, both borough employees and borough residents, and those who have given to our Toys for Tots program. Glenn, this is probably a number of years that we've been doing this. So much of the fact that when Ann gets down there, and some of the police officers are showing up and they help us bring the gifts to the Toys for Tots location, that they're recognized by the individuals working there and running that. I don't have a count, Glenn. I don't know if anybody took a count of the number of toys, but I'm sure Ann took some photos. It was getting very hard to walk into the administrative section of the building up until Thursday. So definitely, I think, a record amount of toys. And, being here in the borough more than I've ever been before, absent Sandy, I had an opportunity to see a lot of our residents stop by and witness their personal joy as they were able to take part in this and bring an amazing amount of gifts, and the generosity was truly humbling. So I want to thank everybody for their effort there, and hopefully that will bring a little bit of light to our residents and nearby residents throughout the county and throughout the state as we enter this holiday season and hope for the best. So with that, progress, and I will open it up for public comments. Anything on your mind? Again, just for a reminder, if you're on the conference-only line, *6 will unmute yourself. If you're on the WebEx, you can unmute yourself with the icon below on their bottom toolbar. Just state your name once you are recognized by the borough clerk. Proceed with your address and then your question. At this point, we'll open up for public comments. Anything on your mind?
Matt, Debbie's got her hand up.
Oh, Ms. Boyle.
Debbie Boyle, Betsy, Glenn, thanks for all your help. The web. Also, thoughts and prayers to everyone who lost loved ones during this past pandemic. And also, thank you to Len Miller and the DPW for your plowing event. It was great to see Santa on the fire engine. It was amazing for the kids. They loved it. And again, thank you to all those people and organizations, including the Athletic Booster Club, who have contributed to the Borough Social Services Department. Again, overwhelming between the food and the toys and the gift cards and the checks. It was great. So thank you, everybody. Have a healthy holiday season and a healthy new year.
Thank you, Ms. Boyle. Anyone else? You can also try and wave if Administrator Cullen picks you up, so good. If not, feel free to use your voice. All right, going once, going twice. Anybody else out there? Okay, close the public portion. We are not going into adjournment. As previously noted, we do have an executive session, so council members and attorneys, we will invite you into a breakout session. The others will remain in the main line. I don't know exactly how long we are going to be. Again, we have 3 items for executive session, and we do expect that there may be some action coming out of tonight's executive session. So We are going to go into executive session. Unfortunately, in this pandemic era, I am going to cancel the recording that we have here at Borough Hall, as I will be staying in here and participating in the executive session via WebEx. So any council members, attorneys, you should see an invite on the bottom of your screen shortly. All others, you are free to, you're more than free to stay and wait until the end of the executive session. We will rejoin. Again, there is expected action. If you do not want to join and you have any kind of questions or concerns as to the any executive action that took place after tonight's meeting, you can certainly feel free to contact me or Administrator Cullen or Clerk Antonides, and we will be able to provide you with that information tonight. So hold tight, and we'll be right there.